How's it going, everyone? My name is Kaja Fitzgerald, and I'm here with IMC Pathways as one of your hosts.
Hello, I'm your other host, Eric Anderson, and today we are with senior marketing student Caitlin Daniels, VP of Marketing over at AK Sci. Could you just tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got into the marketing program here?
Yeah, so I actually joined the marketing program not so long ago. I was a transfer student from a community college, so I completed my associate's degree and I was trying to find a school that had a good marketing program, a good business program. Western popped up, and not only did I love the beautiful location, but also everything that the program marketed. I felt that it was something that I was looking for in a program as far as marketing and the opportunities, the vast opportunities that were available. So that's kind of what drew me to the marketing program. I joined last fall, and since then I've been super happy to be a part of it.
Yeah. Could you go into a little more details of what those pulling factors were that made you decide that you wanted to come here?
One of the bigger things was the requirement for the professors that they either had to be in the field working or had to be doing research in the field currently. That was something that was really big to me because in the world of business, it's ever changing, and to be able to have professors that are still in it and still current with everything, and that's really been shown in my courses and through my professors' knowledge. I think especially like with the new creation of AI and how it's working in the field, I've felt like I've been well informed of that thanks to my professors.
Right on. And then what introductory marketing courses did you find most beneficial?
So I actually only took Marketing 380. However, I felt like it was a great introductory to exactly what marketing was. I mean, like, you hear what marketing is, and I think a lot of people kind of mix it up with advertising, but it really gave a clear view of what exactly marketing is and how we pursue marketing. And so it was kind of one of those classes that went a mile long and only 10 inches deep. But I think it was a great introductory to like what I was getting myself into and if that was actually something I wanted to pursue.
Yeah. So kind of just for everyone watching, Marketing 380 is the first general overview class within the program.
Yeah.
And then later on, getting into more of the core marketing classes, do you have one of those classes that have really helped you along your experience in the way?
Yeah, this last spring quarter, I had the opportunity to take digital marketing with Mark Staten. That definitely has been one of the courses that I've enjoyed the most here. Not to say that I didn't enjoy my other ones, but it gave a really good insight as to marketing digitally and what all is compiled of that and how to go about it. And then also something I really enjoyed is Mark brought in past students to speak who are now working in the field, and it just gave a really good idea to all the students in the class of like what different opportunities are out there and how we even go about that. They were able to give us career advice, advice for after graduation, and how to even land a job because it's a little scary to navigate that after you graduate, and I found that really, really helpful. And it was a little inspiring in a way because sometimes, you know, you think that you can't really, like, you don't really know how to cross that bridge, but they were all super helpful and insightful, and it was really cool.
Have you had any valuable skills that you've taken away from the marketing program so far? Definitely.
I think one of those being like how to hold a conversation and how to network with individuals that are, you know, out in the working field. It's something that you don't necessarily learn how to do naturally, but it's something I think through all the opportunities like the IMC networking nights and different events put on by the College of Business as well as the Department of Marketing. I think those have been a few different opportunities where that was a skill I didn't necessarily have, but has been super helpful.
Yeah. I know that you've had a little experience. Last year you did the case comp, and then as well you're doing marketing with AK Sci. Can you talk a little bit about how those have helped you with marketing and your career in the future?
Yeah, going into the case competition, my team was compiled of 2 fairly new students in marketing and then 1 who was in the entrepreneurship program. So had no marketing knowledge whatsoever, just very minimal. And it was a very unique experience. I hadn't really taken any upper level marketing courses yet. I was in Marketing 381 and 382 at the time. But other than that, that was as far as my marketing knowledge had gone. And it was a really cool experience. It was very, it required a lot of perseverance, but it was a really cool experience just because I was able to be in a room with a whole bunch of different students, whether they were in marketing or just business in general, and to be asked questions that were a little bit similar to like a boardroom setting in an actual career, where you kind of just had to come up with things on the fly and You had to answer questions even if you didn't really know what they meant, and you had to kind of live with your mistakes and live with things that you may not have thought of. And I would say that was one of the experiences that I've grown most from. I didn't win, I didn't even get to the finals, but I felt like that was such a rewarding day just because I kind of knew what other things I needed to fill my memory bank with and my knowledge bank, and to be able to hone in on those skills so that, you know, when I'm actually faced with that real life situation, I can handle it a little bit better.
Yeah, and I mean, that's super helpful, just getting that actual hands-on experience. Do you have any examples from your AK Psi experience with marketing?
Yeah, I mean, working with a group of students, I mean, we're all students, we're all trying to learn, we're all kind of lost in life, but it's a really unique atmosphere just because AK Psi is one of the most diverse clubs on campus, just because you have all different students, and we're not all necessarily from the business program, or there's some of us that, you know, are in medical studies, and so it's a really cool place, but we're all kind of working towards one common goal, and that is to better each other, to enter the workforce, and really hone in on our professional skills. And it's just been kind of cool to work with a team of students and not really necessarily have that professor hand in the mix, but working with different ideas and different ways. People see things differently, and that's been a really cool just experience to have overall. And we've ran into unique challenges, and it's been a cool experience.
And moving away from the student view, have there been any professors or advisors that have kind of helped you along your growth journey?
Mark Staten, definitely. Having not only being in his class, but also he does a really good job of making sure to know each student individually, which I really appreciated. And he does something at the beginning of his class where he sits you down and he's like, who are you and where do you want to go, essentially. I mean, it does not exactly like that, but that was really helpful just because, you know, he was able to be like, listen, here's how it is for real, like, no stuff, I can't say that word. Mark Staten was able to be like, okay, here's how it's going to be in the real world. Let's put everything else aside, all the fantasies, right? And that was kind of helpful just because it really gave you a bird's eye view of what you were getting yourself into and how to get there. Also, Dan Purdy is my advisor, and I've had some great conversations with him. He's the one that challenged me to apply for the analytics minor, and ultimately through his 381 class and then also his advice on the side, I've kind of been able to really define what I want to do with my degree.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely agree that professors have been super helpful for me throughout my entire career as well.
Yeah.
Same here.
Talking about classes you've taken so far, do you have any examples of specific hands-on projects that you've worked on in classes that you've been proud of?
Yeah. I mean, you'll hear that Marketing 381 and 382 is one of the more difficult classes in your marketing journey. However, I would say it's also one of the more rewarding ones. It was a really difficult time just because you're learning so much and you're intaking so much that you haven't necessarily had the opportunity to do in other classes. But we were able to work with a local business and help them with their marketing. And that was a really cool experience because you kind of got to see your work pay off. Some of the suggestions that we had made to the company actually took on, and it's been kind of cool to watch the company after we took on that project and see how they've grown. And that was probably the most hands-on experience that I've had, but it was really cool to see how we nurtured it and see what came of it.
Was there anything that stood out that made your experience unique?
I think the group of students that I've been put with, honestly, like, obviously there's different students at different walks in their journey, but it's been kind of cool because I've been stuck with this little group of students for a while now. I feel like, not in a bad way, but and just to see how we work together. And I think it gives a little bit of an example of like what it's going to be like in the workforce. You know, you're going to be working with a team, and it's been kind of cool to see how we've all grown and also how we take on challenges. It's really cool to be on LinkedIn and see, you know, if they've got an internship or if they've had a cool mentor, and just to be able to congratulate them and, you know, walk alongside them and see how they've grown and see their new accomplishments has been a really unique experience, I think. And I think it's really special because our program it's not really a large size. I mean, there is a lot of marketing students, don't get me wrong, but you're kind of walking alongside and growing with a specific group of students because they're graduating when you are. And I think it's really unique that we are small enough to where you are able to have a closer relationship to those students kind of in your little group and celebrate them.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Looking a little bit into your future of what you want to do after Western, do you have an experience that the program here has provided you that you think has really helped you take that next step in being prepared for your future?
The case competition was definitely one of those experiences that helped prepare. I think also having those one-on-one conversations with your professors, and the professors are really open about that, and they're really encouraging to have those conversations with them, and they provide you lots of opportunities to do that. That's also been super helpful, just to kind of get an idea of what exactly is out there and how you can see yourself in those situations has been really great. Other than that, I think just in every single class you take, obviously it's going to be a little bit different as their specified areas in your electives especially, but taking those classes has kind of helped me really get a better idea of what exactly I want to do with my degree and what careers exactly that I want to be applying to and what I could see myself doing. Just because like as I came in as a new student, I kind of had this broad idea that marketing really was only like social media. And that was like, I was okay with that, but also not super excited about that. And then to be able to go into like my marketing 381 class and learn that, oh, marketing also includes a lot of data. And that was something that was really enticing to me, and I was really excited about that. And I was also really excited to learn that through my digital marketing class and also through my consumer behavior class, like there's other parts of marketing and it is so much more of a vast thing than like social media, for example. So that's been a really helpful part of that too.
Kind of going for more of a general question now, wrapping things up. What would you say in marketing in general in the future you're most excited for, and how do you think the marketing program has prepared you for that?
I'm excited to see how AI changes marketing. That's a really big discussion in all of our courses. That's a really big discussion just worldwide right now. It's kind of this turning point in society that we're a little unsure of, but I think each of my professors, I've had conversations with pretty much every single one of them just to kind of feel out, how they feel about it. Mark has actually done a lot of research on it, and he's actually publishing a study here soon, which I don't know if you guys can include that, but it's been kind of cool to see their take on things, and then also be able to kind of keep that in mind, as I'm looking for different careers. And I'm excited to see how the program continues to nurture this new evidence that we have, and especially in terms of like going out into the world and how it's going to affect our careers. I don't think it's going to be a negative thing, but I just think we live in such a unique time to be, having this happen as we're kind of getting ready to go out into the world. So I'm kind of excited to see how the program continues to help prepare students to deal with the upcoming changes that AI brings.
Yeah.
And then to finish it off, do you have any advice for students considering marketing?
I would say that as a new student, I would suggest to get involved as much as you can, whether it be a business club or a non-business club, but really finding a group of people that you can network with. That's something really big that we talk about in the business school, and especially in the marketing program. But also have an outlet too, because you'll create a lot of relationships in those atmospheres, and so being able to have those different people around you to support you but also grow alongside you. And I think it's just really cool. It's cool to see the growth as a student in the program in general, but then students supporting students, and then also having that network element to go on back and when you graduate. I would definitely say to get out there, make yourself uncomfortable. It's going to be scary at first, especially like in the marketing world. It's new and there's lots of different changes and there's different avenues. But really being able to have different students talk about that with your struggles and classes to take and professors to talk to, it's been really helpful throughout my career. So I would 100% recommend that.
Yeah, that's a great piece of advice. That's all the questions we have today. Thank you so much for joining us, Caitlin.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.